I'm Camarillo City Council member Charlotte Craven, and I'm going to talk to you about the Christmas Parade. When the first entry of the Camarillo Christmas Parade steps off on December 10th, it will kick off a cast of thousands that has entertained Camarillians since 1962. Les Bazell and John Stainwich, both marshals with the Ventura County Municipal Court on Ventura Boulevard, dreamed it up to promote local merchants. Chamber of Commerce manager Jane Daw staged it 3 weeks later. The first parade had 22 entries, with Santa in a red convertible bringing up the rear. It began at Geneve and followed the Boulevard to Glen, where it disbanded in Dizdar Park. There were 2 floats, one from Camarillo State Hospital and one from Camarillo High School, as well as fire trucks, Pleasant Valley Baptist Church Choir, American Legion Color Guard, Miss Camarillo and her court, military base representatives, and a chimpanzee from Jungle Land in Thousand Oaks. Highway Patrol officers estimated that 10,000 spectators crowded onto the sidewalks to watch. Grand Marshal was John Montgomery, the newly elected county supervisor. When Santa entered Dizdar Park, lights on both the Christmas tree and the nativity scene lit up, and children mobbed around as he handed out candy provided by merchants. The event was so popular with residents and merchants that it was immediately decided to hold another one the following year. Stan Rank chaired the second parade in 1963. The route remained the same, and there were 35 entries, including 3 bands, 12 floats, and 2 drill teams. Grand Marshal was Walter Brennan, a Western movie and television star who lived in the Santa Rosa Valley. No military units attended because it was held during the national period of mourning after the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. Judges were added. The Camarillo High School Band took the band trophy, and the Pleasant Valley Lions Mission, complete with a donkey, captured the float award. In 1964, the Chamber hired a professional band promoter, Dick Bosler, who immediately made changes. The route was lengthened by turning north on Arneal and continuing to the Ponderosa North Shopping Center. Lighting the tree atop the water tower on Grandview kicked off the festivities. Walter Brennan was again the Grand Marshal. He served 10 times until his death. There were 57 units, including the mayor of Camarillo for the first time. Camarillo had just incorporated 6 weeks before. Santa brought up the rear again. Les Bazell claimed that Santa rode in every type of vehicle except a motorcycle during his 35 years in the parade. And Les would know that parade lasted more than an hour. While the first 3 parades were on Friday nights, the 1965 parade was held on the second Saturday of December. Dick Bosler's work was notable. He doubled the size with 102 entries and 20,000 spectators. There were 8 bands from as far away as Glendale and Long Beach, as well as Ventura County. This was the first entry for Rio Mesa, which had just opened that fall, and it took the band trophy. The Lions Club had the first refreshment stand on Arneal at the end of the parade. Although Bosler had big plans for the 1966 parade, the Chamber was on a bare-bones budget and couldn't afford to pay him. Volunteers sold memberships to residents for $1 each to finance it. However, many of Bosler's lofty ideas reached fruition due to the efforts of John Richardson and Win Dammert, volunteer parade chairman and coordinator. A full 160 units with 2,000 participants stepped off on Arneal from Rockland, marched south to Ventura Boulevard, and ending at Cedar. A review stand for the Tournament of Bands was added, awarding cash and trophies, which immediately drew 17 high school and 7 youth bands. However, growing so quickly created problems. Cash awards drew bands from as far away as San Diego and San Francisco, but viewers soon saw band following band for lack of any other type of entry. There was trash cleanup and crowd control, and all those things cost money, which the chamber didn't have. In 1967, Lum Edwards called a group together to form the Camarillo Pageant Association, saving the parade. The chamber lent its experience and the city donated money, but the fledgling association was on its own to handle the problems of a 2-hour parade that needed a great deal of guidance. The group set about to improve the quality of entries, drawing up rules and hiring expert judges. Each entry paid a fee. Band judges were hired from the California School Band and Orchestra Association, and the number of bands was restricted to 25. Equestrian judges were hired, which attracted units from all over California and adjoining states. Cars older than 1949 were sought. The band review and competition were separated to take place before the parade, which allowed the bands time to don costumes and compete for the Walter Brennan Award for the best Christmas costumes in the parade. Through the years, parade chairmen changed frequently. Lum Edwards was chairman for a total of 6 years, Joe Yeager for another 5, and so on. Division leaders for floats, equestrians, bands, antique autos, and novelty units usually outlasted parade chairmen. Because of their longevity, the parade committee only met twice a year, once to plan and once to evaluate. That worked for a long time. The parade route also changed regularly. In 1968, the band competition was moved to Rosewood, turning east to join other units lined up on Ponderosa and Carmen. Marching south on Carmen, the parade turned east on Ventura Boulevard to Arneal, and then north to Central Plaza, meaning it crossed the freeway twice. Traffic on the 101 slowed to see the parade, but the route continued until 1981, when merchants on the boulevard complained they lost business because of the lengthy time of street closures. After a stretch of 1-year chairman, Fred Droston held the reins from 1981 through 1985. He changed the route up to Las Posas from Temple to Carmen, but due to fewer spectators, he moved it down to Ponderosa between Temple and Carmen in 1985. Rex Wagner was chair from 1986 through 90. He moved the route back up to Las Posas in 1987 because growing landscaping on Ponderosa was not conducive to parade watching. Band competition remained on Temple, with judging stands across from the First Baptist Church. Through these moves, bands just changed direction when the route changed. The awards ceremony remained at the community center, and food booths were added to feed all those hungry kids. With a maximum of 25 bands and 130 units, the parade was considered one of the top in the state. In 2001 or 2, the City Council designated Las Posas Road as a parade route with special consideration for low-median landscaping for visibility. John Herman, Mike Morgan, and a series of others chaired the parade for the next 13 years, during which time office space and varying staff assistance was offered by the Pleasant Valley Recreation and Park District. Then in 2004, the district took over the entire operation, with the city contributing money to keep the tradition alive. In 2006, Santa's Village and Carnival rides joined the food booths at the community center, and the parade continues to be a holiday highlight for local children and adults alike. Some noteworthy grand marshals have been Tommy Lasorda, Fernando Vargas, Jessica Mendoza, Lisa Guerrero, and Eddie Money. To the curb sitter, a good parade is seamless with few delays. It takes a huge effort on the part of many people to put on a good road show. You need 2 wide streets that intersect so units can line up to enter the parade in a well-distributed order. You need reliable people to recruit the best bands, floats, antique car clubs, equestrian units, and novelty entries without duplication. You also need many feet on the street on the big day so it will go off like clockwork. Most important is the parade master, who will blow his whistle to direct each unit to step off at precisely the right time, determined by a stopwatch, and he must be ready at a moment's notice to pick up the next unit if one isn't ready for some reason, and then work the delayed unit into the lineup later. T. Dale Pease did that job extremely well for 25 years, even in the rain. He couldn't stand the thought of disappointing all those who had worked so hard to be in the parade if they lost the opportunity to have fun and show their stuff. The parade has been canceled 4 times. Once when Santa Ana winds created a hazard of floats blowing onto the freeway, twice because of rain, and in 2017 by the Thomas Fire. It took a different form in 2020 because of COVID-19 restrictions, and last year there were no bands. But this year the parade will be back as strong as ever, and I hope thousands will join me on the curb on the second Saturday of December to ooh and awe as the Camarillo Christmas Parade marches by.